private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child. And then, won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's set, it is a watch me work on my girl Laura. So we're doing a full set today. So yeah, right now I am just going ahead with my prep routine. I stick with the same routine no matter what. I used to switch it up based on like the condition of people's cuticles and stuff. But I literally just do the same prep routine. I go in with my ball bit, then I go in with my sanding band, and then I go in with some cuticle scissors. And that's my prep. Um, and so, and when I go in with my ball bit, I'm in reverse and I maneuver my way around the cuticle. So, and then for this part, for the sanding band, you don't want to go fast. You want to literally use your e-file like the lowest it can go. Some people start at like 3, some people start at 5, mine starts at 2. So that's literally 2000 RPMs. You do not want to overfile this part. I know most beginners at some point do overfile their nails or who they're practicing on. I did it. I see it all the time. So you don't need to go ham on this part. You just want to remove the shine. So, in this set, we are shaping her short stilettos. I have short stiletto nail tips, but they have a curve to them and she did not like them. So I said, fuck it, we'll just go in and we'll shape them. I feel like a lot of techs nowadays just buy like the pre-shaped tips and don't really know how to do shapes from scratch, I guess you could say. So if you don't, definitely learn that. That's something that you at least want to know how to do good. So anyway, I do use a stiletto tip, but obviously they're way long. Those are just kind of my go-to universal tips that I use for like coffin or whatever. Anyway, so her fingers bend, okay, like right here, this one, it is not straight. And so for the longest time, I would hear techs say, you want to line it up with the knuckle, right? And I never, like, I understood, but I didn't at the same time. And so if you want me to go more in depth on this, I can next time we do a full set on her. But as you'll see when I put on this nail tip, it looks like it's crooked, right? But when I pause it, you will see that when I lay all of her fingers out right here, her nail tip is aligned with the others, obviously, but it is crooked on the nail to make it look straight. So I do ask my clients what they prefer. Some of them just want me to go with the nail curve and it just be what it is, and others want me to try to kind of correct it. And so yeah, so with her fingers, they definitely curve a lot, and so that can be a challenge sometimes. Okay, so I cut them down to her desired length. And then now, because we're doing stiletto, I'm just going to save my wrist some time and I'm just cutting off the edges. I'm not doing too much. Sure, you could do more. You could, do the pointy tip, but I like to give myself a little bit of grace room. So I am just kind of cutting the sides off right now. This is what I would do for almond as well. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to file and I'm going to first line up the side walls where her natural nail is, get that, straightened out. But then I'm going to focus more on the tip. You don't want to over file her natural nail sidewall, okay? And so to get this short, skinny stiletto, it can be kind of hard sometimes. Like people will over file in the wrong spots or they just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes it can be difficult for some people. And so you really want to focus like more on the tip, right? And then like, okay, so again, like right here, I start and I'm filing like the entire surface of the sidewall. And then after I start focusing more of my pressure towards the tip that I want to make pointy, okay? And then you want to make sure that when you're shaping nails too, you do a couple strokes or file passes on each side and then go to the other side, okay? And then you go to the other side and you keep going back and forth. So that way you're not over filing one side, okay? So like I said, the best way to explain that is to literally just like do a few on each side and keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and watch your shape as it evolves, right? And so like with this curved nail, you know what I'm saying? So like it looks kind of off for a second, right? But my goal was to get the point of the stiletto to match the other points of the stiletto. So again, I will be essentially aligning that up with her knuckle, like the knuckle that's kind of that middle knuckle but a little bit further, right? So and I always try to keep, like, I'll file a nail and then I try to look at all the nails that I've filed just to make sure that they are still looking uniform and that they are just flowing. I used to, as a beginner, not do that and just focus one nail at a time and not look at the hand as a whole. And so it just helps me make them match and be more uniform. So yeah, guys, this is just kind of a little crash course on hand filing short stilettos. These look so cute. These look so good on her. This so fits her personality. So she works with like car parts and she's in the office and she's just a baddie and she's a mom. And so she's really rough on her hands. So she has to get the short nails, but she loves that stiletto look. So we did that for her today. Okay. So now that we got all of our nails shaped, I'm going to go in with, I guess, another step of prep. I dusted off her nails and now that was acetone. That's what I use for my dehydrator. Never fails. And I do 2 coats of it and I really make sure to rub it into the nail plate and into the sidewalls and stuff to really dehydrate it and get a clean slate. So, and then now I'm going in with my protein bond. And this is just the steps that I use with my primers, right? So I go in with my protein bond, I do 1 coat of that, and then I go in with 1 coat of my No Lift Nails primer. And that one's an acid-based primer, and so you do want to be careful with it. You don't want to oversaturate the nail. I mean, as with any nail product, you don't want to overdo it and, get it all over the skin. So anyway, sorry I keep kind of clearing my throat, you guys. I am at like the end of this freaking cold that I've had, I swear, for like 3 weeks now. It's just lingering and hasn't fully gone away. So anyway, so my room wasn't super cold, but it was like my products were cold, right? So just, even though I'm going in with clear nails, just to keep the primer fresh and protected and nothing getting stuck to it, I am going in and just doing a thin clear layer right now just to secure my adhesion to the nail and that my primer is not getting any debris on it by the time I get to, say, like the thumb or whatever the case may be. So I do tend to go in and do that even if I am, like I said, doing a clear nail or a nude or whatever. I tend to go in no matter what and just do my clear layer. So, all right, you guys, and then we have this in real time. So again, like, my room was cold. It wasn't cold, but it wasn't like normal how warm it should be. And then my liquid and stuff was cold because this was first thing in the morning and stuff. So I did notice that, it was going a little bit slower. I had a lot of time to continue to, you know, um, pat and press and kind of mess with it. I always forget to put acetone in my monomer. I've never been one to really do that. I don't know. I just kind of deal with it, but it probably definitely would have helped. I don't know if it affects the integrity or anything. I've heard both sides. I've heard no, it doesn't, and yes, it does. But I always forget, and I don't know. So, I'm just kind of going in and letting it polymerize, enough before I put it on the nail. And then I'm just going in, like, you can't work super fast right now because you got to kind of wait for the product to get to a certain moldable state or else you're just going to wipe it off, right? So Anyway, that's what we're doing here. We're just literally doing a simple clear acrylic. And then I always I always make sure to wipe around my cuticles, even if it doesn't necessarily need it. It's just a habit now, just to clean them up. And then with the stiletto, so I'm setting down my first bead and I'm patting the top part of the bead so that way my next one blends easier, right? And then for this, I'm kind of like it's almost ready to be patted and pressed, and so I'm just kind of barely going in there, and maneuvering it down, and then keeping my sidewalls. I'm keeping the shape that we just filed, and that way it, there's not extra filing to go in to fix the shape. So I'm making sure to keep my shape in order. And then with stilettos, I find stilettos actually pretty easy to lay the acrylic. You really just let gravity do a lot of the work. You tilt the nail down like I'm doing, and then you just kind of wipe the sides and keep the sides clean, and that will push it down, and then you just take off the excess. So like right here, you just keep doing that, and then you got a nice stiletto. So yeah, it was definitely colder. Obviously, it is winter time, so you gotta kind of. I probably should have turned the heat on in my nail room maybe the night before. Didn't even think about it though. Went in and turned it on like an hour before she got there. So, but yeah. Anyway, guys, this is just some simple real-time application, and I try, like, I don't follow a 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 bead, but I do follow like my base foundation. So with these short nails it starts with 2, and then I go in and fill in where more needs to be filled in, right? So and then if they're longer, it's more of like a 3 bead layout, and then but I always will go in and fill in where it needs to be filled in. So just get you a routine of where you place your beads, where you place your first bead, your second bead, your third bead, and then go, then look at the nail from all different angles and see where you need to fill in, where there's dips, stuff like that. So yeah, guys, I am going to let you guys just kind of watch this application. And yeah, so definitely subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, turn on your notifications, and we will be back here in a little bit. Okay, you guys, I had to pop in real quick. So watch her fingers, they start to tighten up, right? So I handed her my sticker book, and she was trying to get some stickers out with her other hand. And in the process of doing that, the hand that I'm working on gets real tight and claw like right now. Look at her middle finger, it's so tight. And so I'm like still trying to work on it, and then her ring finger be pushing into me hella, and I was like, dude, I was dying because she was trying so hard with her other hand to get them out. So I say, hang on, don't move, and I tell her, I'm like, look at your hand, and you'll see her, look at it, look how tight she's squeezing. And I tell her, look. She relaxed. I tell her, I was like, dude, look at your hand. That shit was so funny, dude. We were dying. So anyway, I wanted to pop in and to explain that because that shit was so funny, dude. She had no idea. Wow. Okay, so we're back, and I forgot about this video really. So this part of my voiceover is, I don't know. I have different nails on both hands. So yeah, it's been a minute. So and we've already filled her nails. So anyway, we're going in with the filing routine. It's my same type of filing routine that I always do. I start with kind of the underneath and then the sidewalls, and then I work my way up to the center. And I continue to look at my nails from all different angles constantly. And then once I feel like that for the most part is good, then I go in and use my e-file and I will seal the cuticles. And if at that point, like anything needs like further smoothing out or just blending, whatever, I go and do that at that point. And so I do try to focus on my application and getting it as seamless as possible. Obviously, I will still need to file, but if I can work on my application and not have to file as much, that will really take some time off of the appointment. I feel like, as beginners or whatever, we're kind of just taught like, your file is your best friend. Like, it doesn't matter what the fuck the acrylic looks like, you can always go in and fix it with a file, which is absolutely true. It is absolutely 100% true. You can have some lumpity, bumpity, crazy looking nails and you can completely turn them around with a file, but that also adds a lot of time to your service. And so, as someone that already works slow, and being slow is probably my biggest issue, I have been focusing on making sure that my application is as clean as I can get it, and then that in turn reduces the amount of filing I have to do. So just some food for thought. I feel like learning your application and acrylic to liquid ratio, I feel like that should be more important than anything else when you are first learning. In your prep and stuff too, but really focus on your application and getting that down before you really focus on designs and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, there's so many different levels to nails and so many things to learn, that it can be overwhelming. And so, but anyway, so, yeah, this is what they're looking like right now. And then, these aren't too, what am I looking for? These nails are pretty simple. They were simple but cute, right? So she kind of changed them last minute. She was going to do some little moons and stars, and then she changed it to, I think, like cherry blossom stickers or some type of flower stickers. I don't know. It definitely, I was shocked just because it's not normally like her, but it actually looked really good. And these nails were so freaking cute on her. So anyway, unfortunately, I did not record her fill. It was the day of the Super Bowl, and I just wanted to focus on getting her in and out. They turned out really freaking cute, though, but they fucking had me almost ripping my hair out. I had done a practice run the night prior, doing the foil with some different colors under it to see what one she liked better, and it worked out just fine. And so the next day when I did her nails, I literally did the exact same thing, and it was not fucking working. Like, literally, I was about to rip my fucking hair out, and I don't like to let nails defeat me, right? So, but of course I can't sit there and keep trying and trying and trying and trying and hold her hostage. And so I was like, dude, I have to fucking get this, because we were to the point where we were getting ready to just say fuck it and do something else, and I was not ready to accept that. So I'm glad I got it, but they were still very frustrating, but they were very fucking cute. I might do a little short of them because I almost didn't even take a picture of them, you guys, of her fill that we did after this set, because at that point I was so done. I was so frustrated and I just did not care. So, but I did get a picture and I got a short little video. I didn't try too hard for the little video, so we'll see. But yeah, have you guys ever had freaking nail sets or sessions that are like that, where you've done it before and then it's just not working and you want to rip your freaking hair out and you're not willing to accept defeat? Yeah, that was the set after this one. So anyway, yeah, so this is the second part of my filing routine. I did not need to go in with my 5-in-1. There wasn't much left to do, so I just went in with the sanding band. And that's another thing, like with trying to work on my application and having less filing to do, is I was able to take out a step, so that was nice. And it definitely does save some time. So now we're going in and buffing it, and then we will go in with our design. So I'm gonna just end it here and let you guys finish watching so I can get this posted, and I will see you in my next one.